So think about that for a little bit.
But I did come up with something after a week. I, I'm gonna give you an opportunity because as soon as I say it to you, then uh, I lose your fresh eyes.
Okay.
But I did come up with something, one thing, which doesn't cease to exist if all material mediums for its existence cease to exist. And I'm wondering if you can. I tried to think of, like, you told me that you believe that a soul existed and that there was something that could continue to exist even in the absence of any kind of material medium. And I tried to think of an example of something like that. I tried to imagine what that would even be like. And I tried and tried and tried, and I finally thought of something, one thing that bears that kind of property. But I'm imagining if I ask you, what is something out there that we know exists that bears that kind of property? I'm wondering what you would think of.
Huh. The property, again, being something that once its material manifestations are gone, it is not gone?
Yes. Like it can be recorded in a tangible medium, like a story is recorded onto a, ink and paper. But if all of the books burn and all the people who read them die, the story ceases to exist in any form. So what is something where all the books burn and everyone who remembers it dies, but it doesn't cease to exist? Every copy of it dies, but it doesn't require those copies to continue existing.
What a riddle.
I was very pleased with myself.
Yeah, I'm going to be pleased. I can't wait. Give me 1 minute.
I'll give you a hint. We've talked about it before. I know that the idea has existed in your mind before. I know that as soon as I say it, you're going to be like, you're going to be exactly like that, I can tell.
All right, hit me.
You don't want more time? I want somebody, because I have a feeling like potentially there could be more out there. But if I just give people mine first, then I'm never going to...
True.
Nobody's
all right. No, okay. I thought you were just trying to set up your own discovery.
I do want to talk about my findings.
Yeah. But no, let's actually seriously sit down and... Well, I'll just share with you where my thoughts first went. I was thinking of like relationship, but when that person dies, the relationship is not dead, but when...
Well, like it's survived by the other person because they're imagining it, but when both people die...
Then it's gone. Love, similarly. Being... But once everything ceases to be, being ceases to be. What else? It's gonna have to be some wordplay thing. No, really.
Alright, you want it?
Yeah.
Mathematics.
Okay.
Transcendental mathematics. We've discussed it before. It's not dependent on the physical universe to survive. It drives the physical universe. If everything ceased to exist and something new started to exist, that thing would still be governed by mathematics. Mathematics is not determined by it's the medium that carries it out. If the medium dies, all of mathematics still remains.
You're so right.
Mathematics is our template for what immaterial existence is like. It is that kind of arrangement, structure, abstract, it just exists. It clearly exists. Pi is always pi is always pi is always pi. You always get it. But it doesn't depend on anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't depend on an original medium. So my suggestion to you would be, when you are imagining immaterial things, don't imagine like you but a ghost, Imagine math. It is that kind of thing. If there is, whatever immaterial things are out there, they resemble math more closely than they resemble you in your body with eyes and stuff. You know, it's just this structure that just fits in a certain way and drives everything else's existence.
So, yeah, I think math
qualifies.
Math qualifies. Yeah.
So if you want to understand the soul,
yeah,
you should be taking more math classes.
Yeah, I mean, I see why that's your conclusion. I think,
if there is more immaterial stuff out there, I'm going to be looking for stuff that's like math. I'm not going to be looking for stuff that's like a ghost me that's just floating.
I don't know where you got that characterization of my metaphysics. Thank you for the correction, though. Yeah, I don't know. But math is the thing. And it's interesting that it is immaterial. So I would ask, how is it that something like math can exist? If we never experience a circle, how?
But like, we don't need to actually. There doesn't need to actually be like an atom is like a sphere, right? But before an atom existed and took on that shape, the math for sphere existed.
Yeah.
You know, the balancing of all these different of the volume versus the surface area, whatever. You know, that minimum energy state. The math that would have worked out what if you're seeking a minimum energy state, what shape do you take? It exists prior to it being done. And it has to, in fact, because otherwise it never could have taken that shape to begin with.
Yeah.
Right? It must precede all of these things. So I'm loath to do this because I don't want to put ideas in your head that I'm just going to be arguing against later. But if you want to talk about like immaterial morality, if you want to talk about morality as being distinct from the natural world and distinct from material, the liberty and happiness of material people, then you're going to have to make the case that morality is like mathematics.
Wow.
Where
that is very impressive. Yeah. Do you know what philosopher does that's like his?
I'm assuming one of the ancient Greek ones, because a lot of them were obsessed with math.
Yeah. No, it's Kant. He basically said that's the basis of his entire project. Like, okay, math is possible, and yet, like, there isn't we just intuit that it exists before any material exists, like you're saying, and if shouldn't the material world cease to exist, math would still exist. And then he tries to make a system of morals based on geometry, basically.
Yeah, but I can smash all of his conclusions, or at least the moral absolutism. I'm not well versed enough to know every single one of his conclusions, but
yeah. But just the idea is interesting of starting at math. Huh.
Yeah, but again, like I find the notion that morality is congruous with math to be unconvincing, because it seems to be, like biology. Biology is not transcendent the way that math is. Biology depends on things in this material universe to exist, right? It's the surface presentation of certain. No, it doesn't really. It's the observation of how certain things balance out and lead to prevalent behaviors in material things in this universe, specifically organic things.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a subset. And since math drives things within that subset, math factors in, But just because it makes use of math doesn't mean that it is itself transcendent. It's not. It has components which are entirely material in nature. If you subtracted all the material things, biology would not continue to exist.
Sure.
Only the math that underlied it. But I believe that morality would be closer to biology than pure mathematics. I think that it's only the calculations of things in a certain system with certain assumptions, with certain actors being included and all other actors being excluded. I don't think that it's close to math. I think that it always depends on only certain actors being included, and those actors are all material. You know, I don't think that it. You can make the effort if you want to try to make the. I still don't know how you define soul. I still don't know where soul fits into all of this, or what it even means to you, other than being a name for something vague. But I don't see how you're going to be able to separate morality from our material universe.